Hello, everyone. This is Noreen Jackson with Black Biz Review. This afternoon, I have Justin Brown of Justin Brown Fitness. Justin is a certified personal trainer who has a passion for helping people succeed. He also loves to talk about health, wellness, exercise, motivation, and different things that you can do to look good. I've been wanting to say that, and I said it perfect too.
You did. I love that. I was not prepared for that.
I know you wasn't. Oh man, I was so proud of myself. I was like, Lord, please don't let me mess that up. And I didn't mess it up.
Good job. Good job.
Justin, thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking the time out to interview with me. People need to know about Justin Brown. There's not enough people in my mind that knows about Justin Brown. The world needs to know about Justin Brown. So I'm excited about you. So I have quite a few questions for you. And we'll get through them as quickly as possible. I don't want to keep you on here too long. I learned about your journey as you were in the Navy, and then from the Navy you became a personal trainer. So there's a big gap in there. I know it is, but I know that you were a personal trainer. But how did you become like the top online personal trainer?
It started out for me with the intention of working. Well, let me backtrack and tell you that although I was a one-on-one personal trainer, I had a great clientele. I was making a lot of money serving people one-on-one and even sometimes in group settings.
Mm-hmm.
But I started quickly realizing that I wanted to scale myself. I wanted to be able to touch more than just one person in the 1 hour that I worked with them. So I knew that the best way for me to do that was to put myself online. And once I started putting myself online and building my brand, that's just where everything else just kind of took form of its own.
So I remember last year when I first joined Periscope. I think it was at the beginning of last year, and I sort of got obsessed with Periscope. There were two people that I fell in love with. This one guy called the Arab guy. He's from Saudi Arabia, and he's hilarious. You gotta friend him. Hilarious.
Okay.
But then you, and I remember the first time you said your slogan, and I'm like, oh, hey now, I gotta follow. And I don't know if you still do this. Remember, you used to have wine on Fridays, and y'all used to you could talk about anything on Fridays. Oh my God. I was like, this dude know what he's doing right here. All the fat belly to the burn the fat off your belly tips and all the tips in the midday. I'd be at work going, gosh, I need to see what he's saying, but I couldn't do it because I was at work. So let me go on. But there's more to you than people really know. So I want you to share a little bit about yourself before you joined the Navy. Tell me a little bit about yourself, your relationship with your mom, and how she inspired you. Yeah.
Yeah. My mom is like my best friend. So I am a single child, an only child, and I was raised in a little bitty small town in Lindale, Texas. And I was raised on a farm. So I was raised around, hogs and horses and fresh watermelon, peas, beans, tomatoes, all that stuff. So healthy eating has not always been in my mindset, but I wasn't necessarily raised around eating a lot of junk and processed foods.
Okay.
My grandfather and my grandmother would eat the pig from the rooter to the tutor. They ate everything, And I grew up around that, but my mother was obese, and she was a size 23 or 24, I believe, at one time. And I remember being around 8 years old and seeing her tack a picture of herself to a cabinet in the kitchen. And in my little 8-year-old mind, it didn't really mean much. I didn't really get what was happening. But over the course of some time, I started noticing that the food changed. We were both going to the gym more. She was going to the gym every single day, and she was pulling me right along with her. And just the things that she used to do, she didn't do anymore. And I started catching on to that, but I still didn't quite understand what was happening. So fast forward to where we are now, and my mother is down like 90 pounds. and she's consistently in the gym. She's a certified personal trainer as well.
Are you serious?
Yes. My mother's a certified personal trainer. She inspires so many other people, but through me watching her transition, it instilled so much in me because my mother did not have support. My family was very, very negative. They did not support her in her endeavors. And there were a lot of times I remember she was completely alone with, besides having me. She was completely alone in this thing. So, when we would go to family functions and she would tell them, I don't really want to eat all of that. I'm just not really about that life. I had to hear some of their rebuttals and some of their remarks. And being a young child, it did not make me feel good. So I remember thinking to myself, if there's ever anything that I could do to help someone else avoid this type of shenanigans, I'm going to do it. So then I joined the military and or the Navy. And that's when I really started developing my love and passion for being a personal trainer, because it made sense to me. I was like, well, I've got all this education now. Well, I can actually help people now. So there are people who do what I do and they call themselves personal trainers. So I need to go out and start getting certifications and licenses and things like that. And then that's really what started the whole Justin Brown Fitness brand. And that's what started the whole personal training and everything.
Wow. That is awesome. So your mom was an inspiration from a young age, from when you were. Wow, that is pretty cool. And did you say she was 90 pounds?
She's down 90 pounds now.
Oh, she's down man, because that is so awesome. I was going to say she's 90 pounds. You can just
no.
Say, hey, everybody, this is my mom. That's pretty cool. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, I think they have that type of inspiration, and now it's like both you guys are. Now, how come you're not training your mom to be an online fitness trainer?
Because being in the online space is not for everyone. And you also have to have a want to be in the online space, because when you put yourself in the online space, you're opening yourself to certain levels of criticism, and people are going to be looking at you. And if you are not confident within yourself, comments that you read on your YouTube channel, things that people leave under your Instagram photos, things that you see on Facebook can completely destroy you. So it's just not the place for everyone.
Not everybody. Yeah, I can take it. But yeah, I can see people in my family not being able to take it. Yeah. So tell us about Justin Brown Fitness, the business. What programs do you offer? What is your favorite program? Just tell us about the whole business.
So my brand itself revolves around the lifestyle of looking good naked, which encompasses a transformation in your mindset, and then your nutrition, and then we focus on exercise and activity. So my favorite program is probably my 6-week weight loss program. And the reason that it's one of my favorites is just because I feel like it's structured enough for the people who are serious about their weight loss journey. And the meal plans are easy. The access that they get to educational material and the Justin Brown Fitness app is excellent for most people. And I like being able to have the instant messaging feature that allows me to talk to people on a one-on-one basis, because I'm very hands-on in my business.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm in that program now, right?
You are in the 6-week
program. Yeah, because I'm excited about it. I'm like, hey, this is pretty cool. You can do all of this stuff online and still get the motivation and the accountability. And I can't wait. So everyone, I just started, so I can't really tell you everything because I'm just starting the program. But it's still a hands-on program. It's virtual, but really, he's right there with you. Honestly, he really is. It's just virtual. But I can't wait until I dig more into that program. That's pretty cool.
Good. Thank you. And here in the coming months, I have some new features and some new programs that I'm going to be rolling out. So I'm about to introduce the JB4 program is going to be a membership-based program. and it's going to include all of my elements of mindset, nutrition, and exercise. But the fourth element that I'm going to be introducing now is more based around education. So there are going to be live cooking shows, live workouts, and live webinars that I'm going to be introducing on a consistent basis. I believe in continually keeping people educated and up to date with all the newest happenings. That way people don't get so confused and they don't get so overwhelmed when they see the newest documentaries or they hear headlines that say eggs are awful or, whatever. So that's what that's going to be about.
Okay. Wow. So that's now, what's the name of that program? JB4? JB4. I'm going to be looking out for that program. Definitely. Is that the inside track where you have to join and it's exclusive?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. There's always going to be limited spaces in anything that I do because of the level of quality and the amount of time that I take with each individual participant. I love massive programs, and some of my massive programs are obviously successful, but I feel like I start to lose the one-on-one touch when the programs get too big.
Gotcha.
But the big programs still bring me in passive income and residual income, but that's not my main focus. My focus is always producing quality.
Okay. I forgot to ask you this one question. I didn't think about it until later, and that is your book. I mean, I want to buy it.
Yes.
I don't even know, what is it called?
The book is called Calories, Carbs, and Friends, and it's available on Amazon.com. And the reason that I titled the book Calories, Carbs, and Friends is because people believe that calories and carbohydrates are the enemy. And they go on these low calorie or these low carb diets, and that's not always the issue. Sometimes the issue is a lack of education, and it's also your friends. It's your circle of influence or the people that you hang around, because if you're hanging around a bunch of, pardon my French, but if you're hanging around a bunch of ignorant people, you're going to be just as ignorant as they are. So I try to get people to understand that sometimes your friends may have your best interest at heart or in mind, but the execution isn't always best. Another reason that friends may be holding you back from your ultimate weight loss success is that sometimes your friends and family love you so much, and they know that if you start this health and fitness journey, it's going to be tough for you. And sometimes they just don't want to see you go through that. But the point that I try to get across in the book is it's not your friends. It's not them. So if I can get you to learn more about calories and carbs and then learn how to make better decisions when it comes to your friends, I believe that we can create ultimate success. That's what the book is about.
I can't wait to read it.
Yes, it's a very short read too. The good thing.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
The good thing about it being a digital book is that one of the things that I'm intending on doing is creating upgrades for the book every year. So I'm coming up in the next few months. I'll be releasing a new form of the book, and all you have to do is just check your digital downloads, and it'll be right there for you.
Great. That's awesome. I'll be looking for the future books too. And I think I like the concept of shorter books because I have the attention span of a 2-year-old. So, I mean, seriously, I'm actually a ghostwriter, and I write. And so all my books will be short too. So great concept. I think we're all 2-year-old minds at times. Okay.
I think we are.
Yes, we are. So the next question I have for you is, among all the different people that you've trained in your profession, you mentioned you train celebrities, dancers, models, and actors. Do we know any of those people that you trained?
That I've trained? Yes, you do. Unfortunately, I have to keep all of them under an NDA, which is a non-disclosure agreement.
Gotcha.
And the reason being is because of either their contracts or even my own. So I'm not at liberty to discuss a lot of them right now, but once my contracts expire, I'm telling all their business.
They may make you sign another contract while that other contract is in effect going, look, sign this contract. Oh, well, okay. Well, I can't wait. Hey, when that happens, I want to be one of the first people to interview you.
Oh, okay.
I want to get the juice. I want
We
to
can
get
make
you.
that happen. I
I
love what you're doing. I love what you're doing. And I hope that you are so successful in this endeavor.
Oh,
I
I
think you
appreciate it. Thank you so much. We're doing this for Black businesses because Black businesses do not get the exposure that they deserve. So we want to make sure that Black businesses not only get the exposure that they deserve, but we want people to know about the business, and we want them to know what products and services that they offer. And now with you, the website has two things. We review businesses, but we also interview different
okay.
business owners like yourself. So
Okay.
I probably would be doing a review on you, but it might be biased. So that's why I don't really want to do a review because it will be biased, you know. And and we do unbiased reviews, okay?
Okay. Well, you know what? If I don't get a review from you, I think it's completely okay.
Yeah,
But I want you to keep the integrity of your business. So if I don't get it, that's okay.
that's okay. We have featured businesses though. We
Okay.
feature businesses. Okay,
There
so
you
I'll
go.
be waiting for the whole celebrity thing. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so now I have so many questions. I had to write them down. So, what made you decide to go from a personal trainer to an internet personal trainer, and how were you able to make such a drastic transition? Because you were doing very well as a personal trainer, and I think you sort of answered that question as far as why you did it, but elaborate a little bit more for me.
Sure. So originally, I was a private sector personal trainer, and I was servicing clients, the 1% in the most expensive area code in Florida. And I had a really good time doing that. But what I very quickly started recognizing is I may have, let's say, 6 or 7 clients in one day. And that's very tiring when I'm going from one client to the next, from one house to the next. I mean, that's a full-time job,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
10 minutes from one house to the next. And then I'm not a lazy trainer. So I was working out with my clients. So, that was me working out like 6 or 7 times a day along with them. And I'm like, oh my goodness, this is so much. No matter how much money they're paying me, this is still a lot of wear and tear on my own body. So I realized that some of the most prominent trainers were learning how to create multiple streams of income, and they were learning how to make themselves appear omnipotent. I mean, not omnipotent, but uh,
everywhere.
thank you. That's the word I'm looking for.
They were
Thank you.
everywhere,
They were
even on
everywhere.
DVD.
Yes. And I was thinking to myself, how are they doing that? Like, what is the deal? And then I started learning webinars, social media, books, websites, interviews, guest appearances, features. And I was like, oh,
Even
so
conferences.
all of that, all of that.
Hmm, hmm.
So I was thinking, oh, this is how I can go from being a private sector personal trainer, still getting amazing results, but I can multiply and duplicate myself and put myself in so many other ways. So
Yeah.
that was just amazing for me. And that's what I decided to start learning more about and doing.
The interesting thing is that a lot of those guys, well, I don't really know. I was going to say a lot of those guys may be doing all of those things, but are they really doing these things from other countries?
Oh, good point. Good point. I don't know how many of them are international. I know that I am so fortunate and so grateful and so blessed to have a brand that affords me global travel. I can literally be anywhere in this universe. And the good thing about it is that I don't even have to have an internet connection anymore to make money. My,
Mhm.
yes, my
Like I'm
webinar.
trying to picture that.
So I have funnels set in place, and I have ads that are constantly running without me having to do any of the work. So people are buying my webinars right now. People are buying my book right now, and I don't have to do any of the work. I just have to sit back because the work has already been done. And this is what I try to teach my other personal trainers and other people in business is how they're able to develop these systems and these structures so that, if it takes you 3 weeks to write a book or a whole year to write a book, whatever, that's fine. That's the amount of time that it takes you. But after you get the product and you learn how to automate that product, and you've got your target audience, you don't have to worry about going back and doing it over and over and over and over again. It's
Wow.
done for you. That's what I try to teach. That is true passive income, and that is true that's true freedom.
I think that is so cool. When I first heard that you were moving to Thailand, to be honest with you, I was like, I was so mad. I was like, how he just gonna go? How he just gonna? I was planning on coming to Florida. I'm like, I'm gonna go see him. I'm gonna come to Florida. I'm gonna pay for me a 1-day workout or something. And then I'm like, Thailand, how I get there? Like, I'm gonna get to Thailand. So, but then once I adjusted, I was like, well, I'm happy for him. But obviously, it was about me. It wasn't about you.
I understand. And one thing that I'm very happy about with this move is that I knew what I was doing, and I knew that this move would inspire more people than just myself, because now my audience of thousands of people who may have never given Thailand a second thought, some of them didn't even know where it was on the map. Now I'm starting to help them open their minds and start thinking about travel. I'm having them start thinking about their finances in a different way, because much like you, I would have people who came down every single summer when I lived in Florida. And these were people that were online. They would come and book a 1-day, 2-day event with me or what have you. And they were, like, oh, well, this is my summer vacation. And I'm like, hey, that's great. I got you to come to Florida. You get to see the beautiful beach and whatever. Now I've got people who are ready to start booking tickets to Thailand. I've got people who are trying to get here. And for me, having people expand their mindset and start looking at their finances and just start making these bigger moves, that's what this thing is all about for me.
And this is what leads me into the Thailand question, because I was curious as to why you left and why you made the leap. And I want to know, why did you make the leap? What were you doing, sitting down, eating popcorn and saying, I think I'm going to go to Thailand?
So in 2016, toward the later part of 2016, I had started getting the urge that it was just time for me to leave Florida. I had been in Florida for about 4.5 years. And it just, I've never been a settler. And I just started looking around for places to go, and Colorado came to mind. And then Trump got put in office. And when Trump got put in office, a lot of things about America started becoming less appealing to me. And a lot of the things about just my area and everything else. So I was like, I've been a world traveler. I've lived in Greece. I've lived in Italy. I've had all these wonderful travel experiences. So where's somewhere I've never been? Oh, yeah, Thailand came to mind. So then I asked myself, why am I not there? Why? I already make money online, so I know I've got the online infrastructure. Why am I not there? I guess it's time to book that ticket. So I called my mom, and her and I had a very short discussion about it. I told her, like 2 weeks prior, I told her that I was thinking about moving to Colorado. And then I called her back and I'm like, well, actually, I'm going to move to Thailand. And so she is the one who bought my ticket to Thailand.
Oh.
And yeah.
Can you get her to buy my ticket?
She's the one who bought my ticket. And that was it. And, having the support of my mom is everything for me. That's it. Yeah. If she had told me, no, don't go, I would have had to buy the ticket myself, because I was going to come regardless.
I didn't expect you to say that.
Yeah, I was still going to come. It just.
So here's the thing. You said, okay, I haven't been to Thailand. I'm going to move there. So you never visited before. So you just went. You just went off of maybe learning a little bit about Thailand, reading some stuff. And
so, Noreen, here is my genuine belief. And this is why I believe my business is so successful. And this is why I believe everything that I do is so successful. Because I have a mindset to succeed no matter what the circumstances are. no matter what situation you put me in, no matter what the bank account looks like, no matter what oppositions I come across, I have a mindset to succeed. There is no such thing as holding me down. I believe you have to be a participant in being a victim, and I am not a victim. So when I make a decision, that's all there is to it.
Mm-hmm.
I knew enough about the Thai culture to know that it was something that would at least interest me. But I also knew that if I got here and I didn't like it, I'm not a tree that's rooted in the ground. I don't have to stay here.
Right.
There are so many other places in this universe that I could go. So that was what it was for me.
Wow. I think that is so cool. I really admire that. I mean, I'm a partial world traveler, being that I've been all throughout Europe, but I haven't made it over there. You know, now you know where I want to visit. I want to visit Singapore. I really I really want to check out Singapore. But I'm getting ready to follow in your tracks. I just want you to know that. I'm not necessarily Thailand, but I'm about to follow in your tracks because I have no children. You know, I have nothing tying me down. My dog. But that's about it.
The one piece of advice that I teach everyone is make your first couple $100s online. Make sure that you have a strong enough infrastructure, and the infrastructure does not have to be concrete. It does not have to be a steel fortress. You don't have to have 1 million followers making $1 million before you make a move. Just be able to know that you can make a little bit of money online. And the reason that I say that is because once you start traveling, something magical happens and you start realizing that, okay, if I want to keep doing this, I've got to scale my business. So you start working harder for yourself, and it forces you to start looking for more of those opportunities that you may have otherwise missed because you were in your comfort zone in America, or you were in your comfort zone somewhere else.
You train other trainers how to make money online. Mm-hmm. Now, I know that is your specialty, but that same training concept can go across all kinds of professions.
It does. And the reason that I make it known that I specifically focus on fitness professionals is because in business, especially in the online business, the worst mistake that people make are being too with their message.
Say that again for me.
People make a mistake in the online business of being too generic with their message. So realistically, I could call myself a business coach. I could say I'm an online strategist and I help people make money online. I could easily say that. Mm-hmm. But in order for me to figure out and really niche down who is going to be best benefited and best suited for my message, mm-hmm. I just make it known that I target and I focus on fitness professionals. But you're right, the information that I teach does apply across the board. The same way that I help personal trainers create 6-figure businesses could be the same way that I could help a school teacher or someone else. I
want to talk about something that you brought up about the mindset, because you are not like the average fitness trainer that I've run across. You know, they may talk about mindset when it comes to fitness, but you talk about mindset in other ways. You talk about the mindset, how people condition their mind. Because I believe you're one of those people, you're very careful about what goes into your mind, right?
Absolutely.
So let's talk a little bit about that, because I know you have a very awesome concept of the power of the mind and what goes into it, and how people tend to allow negativity into their lives.
So there's a research study that was done a couple years ago, and it showed the power of the stimulus, the things that are around you. But this particular study focused heavily on sound and music being the main component. Mm-hmm. And what people don't understand is that we are constantly learning. Our bodies are like sponges, and we soak up things. You soak up positivity or you soak up negativity. You soak things up, and those things don't always leave you. So when I hear people who talk to me about how negative or how poor their life is, and I ask them who some of their favorite musical artists are, and they tell me it's this rapper over here, and I go and listen to them, and they're talking about women in a derogatory way. They're talking about how they're constantly oppressed, depressed, and suppressed, and they're talking about money and all of these things. I'm thinking to myself, you're getting exactly what you're giving yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very, very weary, and I'm very conscious of the type of music that I listen to. On top of that, I'm very weary and conscious of the sort of social media that I interact with, the news that I watch, and the sorts of books that I read. All of those things create your mindset. And those are some things that people just don't quite recognize and they don't understand. So if I can have people understand more about how to go about shaping their mindset from that standpoint, I can usually help them create success, because people just don't realize and they're not aware that when we drive in our vehicles, you know, some people, or the average commute is around 45 minutes to an hour to and from work.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of listening to the top 40, or instead of caring about the latest Nicki Minaj song, if you would put in an audio book and just stimulate your mind to and from work,
Right.
or on the train or on the subway or your walk or whatever have you, you know, you would be interjecting more positive things and more intellectualism than you're probably getting on a regular basis. And those little bit of things add up over time. So I am very careful and very weary of the things that I put in my mind and my body. Yes.
I think that's important. I think a lot of people get more caught up in even fitness more than they get caught up in the mindset. Because you can take your mind and say, okay, I want to get fit and be fit. But then there's this other part of your mind that you still listen to the, you know, Nicki Minaj, do all kinds of other stuff. So you're fit, but that's as far as you can go. You're still working for somebody. You still haven't went after your passion. You know, you're still feeling miserable in other areas, even though maybe you're fit. So the mind, and I say all that because like you, well, not like you, but at one point I was, you know, like that too. I was sort of ghetto, and I really was. I really was. And then I had, you know, it took me years to get all that garbage out. Years to get all that garbage out. I remember asking my mentor, how long is it going to take? And he was like, it took years for it to get in there. It's going to take years to come out. But you have to want it. And you have to be aware. And I think that people are not aware what kind of mindset they have. But let's move on, because I don't want to, your time is valuable. Okay? So we're going to move on. Let me see here. So I'm going to move on to a little trick question for you. It's going to be, so I want you to share a simple, delicious, and healthy recipe that we can make right now in 15 minutes.
15 minutes. That's easy. I have what I call a go-to meal. And as much as I like to cook, I don't like to spend a lot of time doing it because I'm busy. Like you just said, the time is valuable. Ain't nobody got all day to be in the kitchen.
Exactly.
Time for that. So I like rotisserie chicken from your supermarket.
Okay.
A sweet potato and some quinoa. That is an excellent go-to meal. And some people don't like quinoa. So if you don't like quinoa, you could use some steamed vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower, carrots, whatever you want to throw in and make it a little medley.
Mm-hmm.
The reason that I'm recommending the rotisserie chicken is because, you know, I like a plant-based diet, but I know that not everyone does. So for those of you who don't, that's fine. Get that rotisserie chicken, get you a sweet potato, and get you some steamed vegetables. That literally will take you no time at all to make. I'm not a big proponent of microwaves, but since this is going to be something quick, you could also do your steamed vegetables and your sweet potato in the microwave if need be. Or you can make your sweet potato the night before, which is what I would recommend, in the oven and heat it up.
What do you think about raw foods? Like just going raw?
I think that it's amazing. And I think that more people should do it, but I don't think that people who do it are necessarily educated enough about it before they jump into it. I think people often get caught up in what's happening and they say, oh, I'm just going to go vegan. I'm just going to go vegetarian. But without doing the proper research, you're going to fail because there are so many components to doing it. And again, if you don't prepare, you're not going to succeed long term.
Gotcha. All right. So then I better not say that then, because I said that today. I'm going to just go vegan.
Yeah.
And I watched the video, what the hell. Yeah, I watched it and I'm like, that's it. I'm going vegan. I'm going vegan. But you're right. There's a lot of preparation because even after you learn, there's still a lot of preparation and time. I think it's even time consuming being a vegan to a degree, isn't it?
You know what? Being a vegan, this is what I say about being vegan and vegetarian. It's just like your very first day of your job. You didn't start your job as whatever position you're in. If you're a manager, assistant manager, the CEO, whatever, you didn't start out that way. You most likely started out at the bottom and then you had to work your way up. And the further up the ladder you go, the easier it becomes because you know everything at the bottom of the ladder.
Gotcha.
So your first week, your first month of being a vegetarian is going to be a little difficult because you're having to learn some things and you're having to retrain your brain and you're having to retrain your senses and you're having to learn different things about your body that you may not have known. But if you stick with it, 6 months from now will be a lot easier than it was your first month. And then a year from now will be so much easier than your last 6 months. It just becomes easier as you get into the process of doing things.
Are you a vegan?
No, I was a vegetarian for 3 years and I loved it, but I ended up going back and starting to eat more fish and chicken. And even now, I still have more of a plant-based diet. So even though I'm traveling and I love to eat the different foods, I still limit my meat intake. So I may have some meat here or there just because it's in a cuisine, it's in a local dish, and I don't want to miss out.
Ignore the dog.
But overall, I try to be as plant-based as possible.
Okay, cool. Awesome. All right, so what's next for Justin Brown? I know you told me about what's next for Justin Brown Fitness. What's next for you? What are you going to be doing in your life? Are you going to continue to travel around the world? Are you going to settle down? What do you see in your near future?
Traveling for me is settling down. I know that sounds crazy for some people.
Nope, it doesn't. Yeah.
No. Yeah, I'm very settled when I travel. But what's next for me is transitioning out of the role of personal trainer and putting on the shoes of motivational speaker. I will be the next global motivational speaker.
I love it.
Yes, Les Brown is such a motivation to me. And I really love what he has done with his career and his legacy. And I idolize him and I want to be like him. So
wow.
Yes. That's what's next for me.
Yeah.
And I'm using my fitness as a vehicle to get to where I want to be. I believe that every single thing we do in life should set us up for the next big thing. And I already know that 20 years down the line, and I'm not talking about tomorrow, I'm talking about some years down the line, that's where I'll be. And I will have used fitness as that vehicle to get me there.
I don't know. I don't see this way down the line. I see it coming up in a couple of years, just a couple, not 5, maybe 2, but I see it coming because somebody's going to ask you to speak somewhere.
Well, I already speak. I've spoken all across America, but it's not been to the degree that I want it yet. I want to be that international household name. I want to be the guy who sits beside Oprah and can have these conversations that touch the millions of people. That's what I want.
Wow. Well, I think that's going to happen. But I was going to say, well, wait, don't forget about me, but I'm going to be up there too. So, yeah.
Oh, and you know what? I believe this when I say, some people say, like, don't forget me. And I'm very honest when I say, people say it's lonely at the top, but I believe that it's only lonely if you don't bring people with you. If you surround yourself with the right people, They elevate when you elevate because you elevate.
That's right. That's right.
Simple
You don't
as
go
that.
up by yourself and leave everybody back there. You know, I mean,
No.
and that's my goal. I'm not, there's a lot of people that I know I'm not leaving. There's even some people at work I'm not leaving. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, I plan on taking a lot of people with me.
You have to have that support. Now, I know that not everyone can go where I'm trying to go, but I also know that there are people who are in my life and they've been planted in my life for a reason. So when I make it to the top, we can all have these reflective moments of where we came from. Yeah. I couldn't sit in a big mansion by myself and just look around, look at these walls. Ain't nobody got time for that. I'm to celebrate with.
There you go. When I think of my house, one of the houses, I think about people being with me. I don't see those rooms being empty. There has to be people with me. So I like that concept. My brother, your mom didn't tell you the truth?
No.
Well, we're related.
Are we?
Yes.
And I believe it because I see that beautiful smile. I see that good hair. I see that good skin. So I believe it.
Yep. See. So, okay, Justin. So people are like impressed and they love you. So they want you to be their trainer, right? I mean, I'm sure after this interview, people are like, where's he at? I need to find him. So how can people find you so that they can become, so they can get that personalized training?
Right now, you guys can go to justinbrownfitness.com and get all the information that you want to know about me. My website is, as of this interview, is being updated. So hopefully by the time it comes out, we'll be done with the website. We'll be done with the renovations. But right now, Justin Brown Fitness is where you can find me. But I recommend you connect with me on all of my social media platforms. And I am Justin Brown Fit on every single social media platform you can think of. Justin Brown Fit on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, Periscope, Twitter. I'm Justin Brown.
All of them. Yeah. Just go to all the platforms and look for Justin Brown Fit. Okay.
And I'm there. Yes.
Well, then that's one more thing I'm gonna ask you. If you had to share some words with someone to give them a word of wisdom, just to with something they could take away and never forget, what is that?
It would be that you must, without one single shadow of a doubt, believe in yourself. Because statistically, I should not be doing what I'm doing, where I'm doing it, how I'm doing it. Based on the American statistics, I should be on welfare, I should be obese, and I should be working for someone else. I should not own multiple businesses. I should not be an international personal trainer, and I should not be as successful as I am. The only way that I got here was by believing in myself and surrounding myself with other people who told me that I could do it. Because no one's dream is silly. No one's dream is asinine. No one's dream is unrealistic. Walt Disney said something that was so powerful. And he said that if you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. I've always wanted to be a global traveler. I've always wanted to have businesses, and I never understood how I was going to make that happen. But because I kept myself open and because I kept myself surrounded by the people who told me that I could do it, I've done it. And I'm continuing to do it. And now I'm looking for the people who are going to help me get to my next level.
Wow. That is so awesome. That is so inspiring. It really is. Thank you so much. And I appreciate you. And I can't wait to get to my little 6-week thing because I'm gonna lose this weight. I got some weight to lose and you're going to help me do it. So, okay. Thank you so much, Justin. Everybody, this was Justin Brown for Justin Brown Fitness. Thank you for checking out the interview. This is Black Biz Review. You'll find us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. So check us out. Okay, Justin, thank you so much.